They are simply put all too often, unsung heroes, and all too often, they're also under-recognized. Well, just in time for National Teacher Appreciation Week, we have National Education Association President Becky Pringle. She joins us to share some simple, meaningful ways that families and communities can thank the educators in their lives. Becky, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
It's good to be with you, Cliff.
It's a personal thing for me. Both my in-laws are teachers, my brother-in-law as well. So let's talk about how National Teacher Appreciation Week takes on a different meaning this year.
Well, first of all, Cliff, please thank your in-laws and your brother-in-law as well. Please do that for me. Cliff, I taught 8th graders the wonders of science for 31 years. And I can tell you, I always love this time of year. The kids came in excited, smile on their faces. The parents came in and they gave you, real apples, ceramic apples, the jewelry, Cliff, the jewelry.
Yeah.
But it was just always an exciting time of year. But you know what? I've traveled all over this country. I've been to Georgia and every state around the nation. And what teachers are saying to me this year is they need us to show them appreciation through action. And that action for them shows up in a way that they are ensured that they have the resources they need to do the jobs they love.
That's a great point to talk about here. So let's focus on that. How can students and parents and caregivers, how can they get involved to say thank you in that special way to the educators in their lives?
They could still give them the mug, the one that says, "I heart my teacher." Mm-hmm. But put a little note in that mug this year and say, we care about you. So we already emailed our member of Congress and said, do not cut funding for our students with disabilities. Put a little note in there that says, we support you. So we're going to call our senator and we're going to say, do not cut funding for our students who come from those families that earn low incomes. We're going to put a note in there that says, we support our public schools. So do not take funds away from our public schools to give to private school vouchers. We need this year for people to join us in fighting to promote and to protect and to strengthen public education as the foundation of this or any democracy. So, Cliff, that's the kind of action that our educators are saying they need folks to take, and that is what we are encouraging people to do.
All right. And Becky, let's talk about the best way we can continue to support our students in the coming months as well.
Well, we're rapidly coming up on the end of this year, the end of the 24-25 year. And I'll tell you what educators are concerned about, and parents too. We're very concerned that as we go into the summer months, that time when we want to make sure that we still have programs for them to engage in art and music and math camp and science camp, that the resources are there for them to do that. That's an important period of time for them to continue to learn. So we need to make sure that the federal government is playing its role in funding after-school programs and summer school programs, and that our students and parents know that when they come back in the fall, or some come back later this summer, that they're not going to come back to, high class sizes or students not having school meals available to them. Because we know students can't learn if they can't learn if they're hungry. Right. So those are the kinds of things we need folks to work with us on to make sure that we have those resources available to our students so they can learn and they can grow and they can thrive.
Now, there have been some testing results around here right now. What are the latest estimates and rankings report tell us?
So the NEA does an annual report, the rankings and estimates, so we can keep track of how not just teacher salaries, but our education supports professional salaries, as well as our faculty salaries. And what we found is that those salaries are not keeping track with inflation. So what does that mean? It means that it's harder for us to attract students into the profession of teaching, and it's harder to keep them in the profession. So we know that we have to resource our public schools and our colleges and universities in a way that we can pay our educators in a way that reflects the important work they do in this society.
And Becky, where can our viewers follow to get more information on this?
They can go to NEA.org/TAW to get all kinds of ideas, fun ideas, exciting ideas on how they can this year take action to support their teachers and by doing support their students.
All right. Thank a teacher, absolutely. National Education Association, the country's largest professional union, representing 3 million educators, and we have President Becky Pringle with us here. Becky, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Cliff.